I love therapy. It's changed my life and my clients' lives, but I think we're overselling it. Most talk therapy doesn't create the kind of deep healing and change that I know a lot of you are looking for. Part of that is because most people think of therapy as sitting with someone each week who listens while you talk through your pain, your problems, and if you're lucky, offers some good advice. In behavioral therapies, the focus is more on noticing and changing negative thought patterns and behaviors. In the most common therapy approaches, the goal of therapy is to gradually reduce your symptoms over time. For a lot of clients and even therapists, that's what therapy means. It's a safe, non-judgmental space to vent and feel supported. Sometimes that is what we need. But even within the mental health field, there's often an unspoken belief that common issues like depression, anxiety, OCD are lifelong conditions that you just have to learn to live with. In that model, therapy becomes about managing symptoms so you can function, go to work, meet responsibilities, maintain relationships. While that is certainly valuable, it's worth asking how we can move therapy from simply helping people get by to genuinely helping improve your quality of life and life satisfaction. After all, therapy takes a lot of time, money, emotional energy. For some people, it continues for years, sometimes even on and off throughout life. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's important to check in with yourself and your therapist to make sure it's still helping you grow in the ways that truly matter to you. If you're wondering whether therapy is worth it for you and what you can actually expect from it, let's start with what the research says. A large 2024 meta-analysis found that therapy helps about 2 in 5 clients cut their symptoms in half. Not great. And to qualify as evidence-based, a therapy only has to reduce symptoms by about 20 to 25%, which is a mild improvement. That's just a little bit better than a placebo, and one that doesn't always last over time. That said, people who go to therapy are still 2 to 4 times more likely to improve their mental health than those who do nothing, and so far, therapy is especially effective for depression. One of the strongest predictors of whether it actually works isn't the technique or type of therapy, it's the relationship you have with your therapist. Feeling understood, safe, and aligned on your goals matters more than almost anything else. Of course, ideally something more is happening in the room, not just warmth and support, but real focused work. Interestingly, research suggests that only about 15% of therapy's impact comes from the specific techniques used in session. And despite using very different methods, most well-studied therapies are roughly equal in their effectiveness. What makes the biggest difference isn't the model, it is the therapist, their skill, attunement, and how well they use the tools they have. Which brings me to my first big takeaway for this video. You have every right and good reason to be picky about your therapist. I've seen clients and loved ones deeply hurt by things their therapist has said or done. If that's happened to you, I am so sorry. Therapy should be a safe, supportive space, and when it isn't, that can leave real scars. Leaving a therapist can feel hard, almost like a breakup sometimes. And then starting over, I know, can be discouraging and tiring, but if at first you don't succeed, I hope you'll give us another chance and try again. Think of finding the right therapist a bit like dating. Give it a few sessions to see if you feel understood, if you're aligned on your goals, and if their approach actually helps you move towards them. It also helps to remember that psychotherapy as we do it today is still a pretty new tool. While other branches of medicine have been practiced for centuries, modern therapy has only been around for about 120 years, and we're still learning how to use it well. Like any new tool, we sometimes hurt people more than we help, while figuring it out. Early therapy was often biased and oppressive, but we've made a lot of progress, especially in the last few decades. Advances in research, our understanding of trauma and stress, the integration of mindfulness and body-based techniques, and growing awareness of how bias and power show up in the therapy room have made therapy more inclusive, effective, and transformative. More therapists today are able to do what we all hope for, which is not just help you function, but help you create deep, lifelong change. As we keep growing as a field, I believe it's my responsibility as a therapist to be honest and transparent about what therapy can offer, what you can expect, and how we can keep doing better. This brings me to my final takeaway. Not all talk therapy is just talk. While psychedelic-assisted therapy is getting a lot of attention right now, there are several other approaches that can be just as powerful and that aim not only to reduce your symptoms, but to create lasting transformational healing. These are known as experiential therapies. Experiential therapy moves beyond just talking about your feelings on a surface or intellectual level, and instead it offers a guided, supported way to go inward, into your body, your feelings, and your unconscious mind. At their core, these therapies help you safely face what you've been avoiding: repressed emotions, painful memories, or negative core beliefs that have shaped how you see yourself and the world. Some, like EMDR and internal family systems or IFS, can feel as profound and emotionally vivid as a psychedelic experience. Because they involve such deep emotional processing, sessions can sometimes leave you feeling raw and tired at first. But over time, they will lead to a powerful sense of release, relief, and integration, as long as you're paired with that right therapist that's really working for you. Among these approaches, EMDR currently has the strongest research support for treating trauma, with results that are comparable currently to trauma-focused CBT. Other experiential modalities like IFS, coherence therapy, somatic experiencing, ADP, are being actively studied, and early findings are very promising. Beyond simply reducing symptoms, research suggests that experiential therapies can improve emotional regulation and maturity, self-compassion, and the quality of your relationships, even healing anxious or avoidant attachment. They can also improve your sleep, ease physical pain and stress-related symptoms, and enhance your overall life satisfaction. Perhaps most importantly, they can deepen your relationship with yourself and help you stay open, present, and grounded no matter what life throws at you. While we still need more long-term studies, the evidence so far suggests these therapies don't just provide temporary relief, they support real sustained change. So if you have access to therapy and feel ready to do deeper emotional work to finally heal the patterns keeping you stuck, look for a therapist you trust who can guide you through one of these experiential approaches. Personally, I have had the privilege of working with two extraordinary therapists who completely changed how I feel about myself and my life day to day. As a therapist now, I want to give back what I received to my clients and all of you to help you build relationships with yourselves, your lives, and your people that feel truly nourishing and healing. If you have any questions about finding the right therapist or what to look for, feel free to share them in the comments. I'd also love to hear your therapy stories, what helped, what hasn't, and what you've learned along the way. Every time you share a piece of yourself, whether it's here in this space or in the therapy room, you're offering a gift of vulnerability that helps other people. People often assume that being a trauma therapist must be heavy or draining, but the truth is, it fills me every day with a lot of energy and hope. I get to know so many different types of people on such an intimate level, and witness up close just how capable we are of deep change and healing. And the longer I do this work, the more hopeful and inspired I feel about our future and what is possible for all of us. So thank you all for being such an incredible source of inspiration.